You guys ever think about how crazy it is that plants literally make energy from the sun? Like, that's the definition of a miracle, right? Like, I know how they do that, but how do they do that? Literally, water, human breath, and sunlight. And they're like, guess what, bitch? We just made taro. We just made pineapple. We just made asparagus. Like, what are they doing down there? That's crazy, bro. Give it up. This one goes out to the plants, okay? This episode is dedicated to the plants. That is kind of crazy. It's insane, bro. Jeans are wild. Me when I'm working the denim counter at Old Navy. Hey, by the way, can I say, I don't know if this is, maybe if you're a different kind of personality than me, this job wouldn't be so bad. But I feel like if I had to come up with like the worst possible job for me, I think it would be person who folds the clothes at the Old Navy after someone goes into the change room, tries on 9 different pairs of pants, and then decides they want none of them. I think that's like my version of Sisyphus. Like, I would rather have The Rock. I'd be throwing hands. I did it for a year at H&M. It sucked. I feel bad because, like, I'm not that guy. Like, if I try something on, there's a reasonable chance that I'm gonna buy it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in the store. Like, I don't get pleasure out of just, like, looking at clothes. But if you do, that's fine. What I do is I'll find a pant that I want, and then I'll bring like 4 different versions of that pant into the changing room. I'll bring like 2 different waist sizes and 2 different inseams and see which one, is appropriate. And then I choose the one that fits the best, and then I go out and buy 4 different colors of that in the exact same size. I always feel bad though when I see the big pile of it's just gotta be, you gotta feel like it's a little fruitless, right? Don't you ever get like philosophical about it? You're like, why am I this is like the 9th time I folded this pair of jeans. This shit's like the Velveteen Rabbit, bro. It's like no one's taking these home. Well, I always try to fold the clothes before I give them back to the person. But then I also know, like, I had an ex-girlfriend who used to work at a clothing store. And she told me, it's just one person's opinion, but she told me that she actually preferred it when people didn't fold the clothes because they always folded them, like, in a way that the store didn't want them to fold the clothes. Like, they didn't fold them in a way that's appropriate for like stacking or displaying. So they have to actually like unfold. They have to wait for you to fold it and then unfold it and fold it again. But I guess if you worked at the store that you're trying on clothes from, then you can activate that muscle memory. I'm a movie theater attendant. We actually prefer when people pee on the floor of the theater versus the bathroom because we have to clean the floor of the movie theater in between every movie anyway. I don't believe that that's true. Chat, let's do some good in the world. You guys want to do some cyberbullying? If you are one of those people who, when they finish the movie, they leave their snacks at their seat, or their soda in the soda container, like the cup holder, stop doing that. You take it out with, I don't know if you've been to a movie in the last 10 years, at least in Canada, there's always 2 theater workers at the exit that are like holding garbage cans, looking you in the eyes like, sure, why not? Like, please throw out your own garbage. I know there are people who dump it on the floor, which is, I mean, that's just ignorant. They give you the AMC stare. Here, doing your part feels good. Those people don't see heaven. It's the little things, man, in my opinion, at least. I mean, I wouldn't say that you're necessarily a bad person if you don't bring your garbage to the garbage can in the movie theater. What I will say is that I think that you are demonstrating a lack of respect, for sure. And if you decide that that's fine, that's okay. We're not going to do that. It's like the movie theater shopping cart problem, exactly. You're basically saying, like, you had a choice to, like, take a very small amount of effort to do your part and make someone else's life, like, a proportional amount easier, and you were moving in that direction anyway, and you said, nah, fuck them. You know, like, I already paid $12 for the popcorn. What if you never left the movie theater? True, especially now that you can just piss on the ground, guilt-free. When I finish watching a movie at home, I dump the popcorn on the ground. Well, then I can't be mad at you because at least it's like ideologically consistent, right? Hang on, how about this one? What about running down an apartment building for packages? Okay, hang on, what do you mean by this? Running down an apartment building for packages. I think I'm reading it wrong. It's not hitting the meaning center of my brain that's connected to my Broca's area. Like Spider-Man? This is like what that tweet that's like, imagine going swimming with me, now replace the S with an M. I'm like, I still don't get it. Ooh, 99 bombs! Alright, I don't know. I feel like I've been baited. I don't see a secondary reply. It's going down to get the package from the delivery driver. All right, well, listen. I will say, I bet it sucks to deliver packages to areas that are apartment rich. Because, like, when it's houses, I'm sure it still kind of sucks. But at least you're like, this is the address, and I just leave the package here and take a photo. But, like, all these secured condos and stuff where you gotta, like, buzz yourself in or, I don't know, sneak in when somebody else opens the door and then just leave, like, 30 packages on the floor, that's gotta suck. I didn't say homeowners are heroes. I'm just saying... if I were an Amazon driver, I would probably prefer to be the dude who's spending more time driving individual packages to people's house than, like, walking a huge cart of packages up to an apartment building, finding the 7 that are in that apartment building, waiting for someone to have the common decency to let me in, but they've all been told that, like, you should never let anybody else into the building after you scan your key because, like, there have been a lot of break-ins and robberies recently. Like, that just, it seems like there's a lot of logistic kind of, like, miscellanea that's making your job more annoying. And I'd rather be in the truck, like, listening to my own music driving from point A to point B, I think. What kind of dystopian place do you live in? I live in a house. Our packages usually show up just fine. Plus, you gotta find parking. That's true, man. It's gotta be annoying. I'll let in an Amazon guy, for sure. There were times when I lived in a shared building where I would like let the door close on someone's face though. Because there had been a lot of break-ins. There was one time when my mom was visiting us, we like left and then we came back. This is when we lived in like an apartment building, and there was just a dude hanging out in front of the building. So I like scanned my key, and then opened the door, and then I went in and my mom went in and she closed the door. Then the dude stuck his foot between the door and the door frame. And my mom was like, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I forgot my key." And she said, "Sorry, we can't let you in." And then the dude said, "Really, bro?" And I was like, "Yeah, we really can't let you in. We'll get in a lot of trouble." And he just went like, "Oh." And then he took his foot out, and then the dude like walked away. And I was like, "You don't live here." My mom did me a huge solid that day. If you spin down blood bag, you get brimstone. Incredible technology, thank you. I also spun down the D6, but it worked out. What if he did live there, though? No disrespect to him, but he should take his key. This ain't amateur hour out here, brother. I want to buy this heart. We're gonna win, by the way. Balls on the table. Balls on the table. I'm not being the dude responsible for everybody's cars getting broken into, right? We already went through that once. I told this story too. One time, it's the same building. Went down in the morning to drive for whatever reason. Saw that like half of the cars in the parking garage had smashed windows, right? Our windows were not smashed. I went into our car. The only thing that had been stolen, now partly is because everything else had already been stolen from our car over the intervening like 2 years. The only thing that had been stolen is something my mom gave me that was like a hammer with like a really, really sharp tip that my mom was like, "You have to put this in your car. If you ever accidentally drive into the ocean, you use this to like break the window to get out of the car because you won't be able to open the door because of the water pressure." So I was like, "Okay, fine, Mom, I'll put it in the car." The only thing missing was the window breaker. And at first you're like, "Oh, well, all they took was the window breaker." And then you look around the parking garage at all the broken glass and you're like, sorry. What can I say, you know? It is funny. It sucks, but it's also funny. Delete this VOD? Bro, the cops never found the dude who broke all the windows, and they had his face on camera. You think they're gonna do anything about this? This is just like, you know, a complete accident. Dude was really on like a property theft like Isaac run though. He went into the first item room and there was like Mom's knife right there, and he was like, "Pog." Let's go, dude. Anyway, I don't want to spin down dice anymore because I don't know how to use it. I guess if you just use it like a reroll. It's like if you don't like the thing, if you don't like what you got, why don't you change it? If the world is all screwed up, rearrange it. It's so true. What song is that? That's Raise a Little Hell. I believe that it's by Bad Company. Spins down to Super Bandage. Well, boy, you've got my heartbeat running away, beating like a drum and it's running away. Is Bad Company a good band? No, not really, in my opinion. Are they Canadian? Because they're played on Canadian rock radio non-stop. Did you listen to the new Nicki Minaj? No. No, I have not. I wouldn't describe myself as a barb. I'm pro Nicki Minaj. I know they have beef, but I'm also pro Cardi B. I'm just kind of like I'm like Rob Lowe at an NFL game. I just hope both teams have fun. I'm not like most people into music these days. Like, I listen to the songs and then decide how I feel about them, rather than judging the artist based on like what they say during Instagram lives. I'm God's strongest soldier. I'm not really interested in that, to be honest with you. Except for Kanye. I judged him for what he said during the Instagram live. That one, we make an exception occasionally for exceptional circumstances. What did he say? Brother, what didn't he say? He was the CEO of Yappin' this year. Last year? I don't know. Time is... it's very distorted these days. We got a long way to go for this one. It looks fucking sick when you shoot someone with the blood laser and then like 2 lasers shoot out of their eyeballs. So true. Listen, I'm floundering here, okay? 3 Stacks Flute album review. I'm not disinterested in it. I'm just not a new music Andy. I don't really keep up with the new music that much. I usually discover new music on the Peloton when one of the instructors says, oh, here's a new track, and then it turns out it's actually like 7 years old. But it's new to me still, so I never notice. Like, have you guys heard Best I Ever Had by Drake? It came out recently. In 2011, maybe. I'm not a Drake guy necessarily, but it's a pretty good song. Okay, this spins down into planetarium stuff. Seems fantastic. Wow! You are just good, but you also spin down into something even better, I think. Sure, okay. Pluto. We're going shrinky mode. I think I'd like to... What the hell is after this? Is Big Farter? I don't know if I want Pluto, just because I don't really want weaker Brimstone. I would rather run it down mid and get a couple more spin downs, I think. Neptune is ice. Oh! Now we're talking. What a shot. Neptune is next. Me when I'm in a spaceship flying past Jupiter. Bro, what the fuck is the Kuiper Belt? Is that the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter? When did we change the name of that from asteroid belt to Kuiper Belt? That's wrong? What do you mean is wrong? It's a question. The Kuiper belt is around Pluto. There are 5 dwarf planets in the solar system. We all revolve around the... No! We all revolve around the sun. 4 of us live in the Kuiper belt. In terms of planets, we're the smallest ones. My name is Ceres. I am a dwarf planet. I'm the closest dwarf planet to the sun. Sorry, my kid's been watching a lot of astronomy videos on YouTube. I'm just trying to get to the relevant material. No, I thought I was free. My name is Pluto. I am an ice planet. I'm the second closest planet to the sun, something like that. Second closest dwarf planet to the sun. Please stop. You're listening to this stuff too? The song is full of misinformation. Pluto isn't the second closest dwarf planet? What the fuck is, man? Beetlejuice? Beetlejuice? Don't say it again. I just wanted to freak you out. It's fucked up that the solar system is like small, but then it's also like the largest thing I can possibly conceive. In fact, it's larger than the largest thing I could possibly conceive of. But you can't even say that shit anymore. Everybody's so like astronomy video essay pilled. If you ever like the solar system is huge, people are like, oh, in a universal sense, it's actually quite small. Brother, what are we doing here? I'm 5'10". I'm not. I don't know what that says. Let's be honest. Even Earth is pretty small. I don't really understand how the Earth came to be. Actually, you know, I guess what I love asking these astronomy questions. I hope you realize that I tank all the damage from people who are like, why don't you know this? And then everybody learns something as a result. It's crazy that there's planets made out of gas. It's also crazy that, like, they're more frequent in our solar system than, well, are they? They're more frequent in our solar system than planets made out of rock? It's gotta go somewhere? I know, but my dumbass would assume that it would, like, diffuse out passively into, like, the medium of the universe. But instead, that gas is like, nah, bro, I'm sticking around because there's like a fucking dense core of ice here or something like that. And I'm like, little bro's a little warm, I guess. Decided it's nice and chilly over here. I found the cold spot. Like, he just flipped over like the universe's pillow to get to the other side. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you're methane, bro. Go float. This is a good bit out there. This one actually is a bit. But it is crazy. Like, rock, I get, bro. There's the fucking Big Bang and shit, like, gradually came together due to attractive forces over the course of, like, an incredibly long time scale. And then, you know, it becomes a circle. And then you're a sphere, and then you're good to go. It's self-sustaining, right? It's a flywheel. It's kind of like you apply the money calculation to it, and then... you get the idea. Stack it up over a year. Brother, I'm living in a completely different galaxy than you. Why are you so physics unpilled? Well, like, scientists are not going to like this, but as somebody that doesn't work in science, most of the fundamental sciences are not. Okay, listen, I'm very pro-intellectualism, okay? I'm going 90s mode in everything. I still am the guy who's like, let's trust smart people. I know that a lot of people have gone in like the complete opposite direction. They're like, oh, you know who you can't trust? Doctors and university professors. I'm the opposite. I'm still like a medieval peasant that like looks up at them reverentially and I'm like, I'll do whatever you say, brother. You're the one who went to school for 12 years or whatever to learn, what coenzyme Q is, right? So I still think that we're standing on the shoulders of giants. That being said, I think people are too quick to shame someone for like not knowing shit about astronomy or astrophysics. Bro, I live on Earth. Like, but if you have the audacity to say something like, oh, it's not necessary to like have a good understanding of Newtonian physics to live on the Earth, people are like, oh yeah? Well, what if you were a crash investigator for the police and you had to figure out how fast a car was going when it hit the brakes based on the length of the tire tread and the impact and the amount of glass that got shattered and the dispersion pattern. I would be like fucking too fast, I guess. I would be fired. I wouldn't have that job, so you got me there. But like, I don't need to calculate like the trajectory of a baseball given its starting angle and velocity. For some reason, and I'm blessed that this is the case, my brain does it for me. As soon as some motherfucker yeets the ball, within an eighth of a second, my brain is like, put your hand right here and take 2 steps back. I'm very grateful for that, because if I had to get out a pen and a pad, I'd be there for a while and the margin of error would be huge. But for some reason, the little dude who lives upstairs is like, you know what? Don't worry about it. People were hurling rocks at each other for 500,000 years of like pre-Homo sapiens sapiens evolution. So we already like self-selected out like the best catchers from the human population. And guess what, buddy? It's your lucky day. You're descended from them. So that's why I'm asking questions, honestly, because it's like I already know. Well, not about astronomy, but from a physics sense, it's like I know the result of the physics. I'm more curious about the process. Like, you never get curious about like how they make a croissant? You just go, oh, they just put the dough in the oven? Nah, bro. Fucking, they gotta like layer that shit. There's like pastry dough and then butter and then pastry dough and butter and then they gotta give it like a little twist. And I don't know how long they put it in the oven for. That's why I'm watching these Nancy Silverton videos trying to figure out how La Brea Breads did it before she sold out to, I was gonna say Bimbo International, which is an international baking conglomerate, but it would have sounded a little bit misogynist, okay? But I don't know if La Brea Breads got sold to Bimbo International. It might have been sold to, Wolfgang Puck's Kitchen or something like that. I'm just trying to be intellectually honest here. Go look it up, bro. Bimbo International, I swear to you. It's pronounced Bimbo. Thank you. In correcting me, you have made it substantially funnier. Bimbo International. You know what? I'm going to hold on to that one. Bimbo International. Okay. Do not Google it. You know what's crazy? If you Google Bimbo International, I bet you're going to get the industrial baked goods conglomerate, because the almighty Aller is what makes the world go round, brother. The gooning is secondary. Now, I can't, maybe like third or fourth on the list. You might see some stuff. Stuff that might bother you. Wouldn't be me. I mean, sure, it's nothing I've never seen before. Let's put it that way. Especially given what degenerate stuff you guys talk about in chat. Holy. It probably tastes better than the bread. Yeah, they do not. We don't love the bread, do we, people? We don't love the Dempsters. It stays good. It has its place. You know, it doesn't go bad as quick as bread that tastes good, but it also doesn't taste good as bread that can go bad, people. It doesn't. Hey, Gabagool77. Thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. You're the CEO of Yappin'? It is like a funny statement. I can't wait to find the opportunity to watch a Daniel stream and just type CEO of Yappin'. It's gonna hit so hard. Do it 3 hours into Chibs just chatting. It's not a bad idea. You know what? It's not a bad idea. Don't bully Chib. I bully him a little bit. Because my brain's fucked up too, just the same way yours is. I know I said this before, but like... my impression of NL, I know I've said this before, but listen, I just don't like any of these, so we're just rolling it. That's the greatest roll of all time. Something's wrong with my brain. Sometimes I have administration work that I need to do in the afternoon, rather than just record Super Auto Pets, which is much easier to do, quite frankly. So I'll like, you know, maybe Chib is live after I finish my lunch, and I'm like, I'm gonna put Chib on and start my work. But then he's just like doing React videos or something like that. And I want to be clear, it's my brain's problem. But my brain will go like, Chib, play a game. We're sick of the Korean barista videos, okay? Play a game. Why am I typing insane stuff like that? Because something in my brain is like, I can't start my job, I can't start my duties until this dude starts playing his game. So my cerebellum, absent any work from my prefrontal cortex, is basically making it his problem that I'm being lazy. And then, when he starts gaming, I move it over to the other monitor, and I'm like only 70% paying attention to it. Like an hour will go by and I'll be like, I didn't hear a single word that he said. Like, it's a completely irrational thought process. I told you in many ways I'm just like you. I think that's why my insults hurt the most. Because I know what would hurt me. Shall we? I'm so glad this is my last real week of work for the year. Okay, people who have to work hard in December, don't listen to this, okay? I swear you're valid. It's not a bit at your expense. December does kind of own, though. Like, as soon as December 1st rolls around, I know my ass is not getting too many more important emails for, like, the rest of the year. I'm not getting like a very, like, action required. That shit's not coming in past, like, December 8th. It's a nice feeling. It feels like you can enjoy the holidays a little bit more. Someone told me that this is how Europe is in August. Is that true? Not getting anything done in August? That's base 2. I love that for you. Okay, hang on. We're not doing Lethal Company for 38 minutes. Okay, hang on. A heads up for everyone. Update your mods for the Lethal Company launcher. Worth double checking before we start. I'm going to hit you with the +2. I'm going to say +2. See you in 35 mins. Thanks for the heads up. And then I'm going to /marker repentance.